Yoo-hoo, Frofflings! I have a unboxing to do. I was gonna include the Discmania stuff, but then I just posted that video with the drop that dropped yesterday. So that's fun. And this, I was gonna say Sky God 2, but it's not Sky God, it's SK, Skywalker. I don't know why I put SK, it should be SW. But I got some stuff from Jester Disc Golf and some stuff from Infinite for some upcoming videos. And then tonight, actually I'm super pumped, I have a little glow thing that I'm gonna be heading to. First off, I wanna see what Jester sent me out, because I think they call it like the wild thing. And I know Jester's a company that leases molds from MVP. And so I honestly, my guess, just based on looking at the flight numbers, I think I looked it up and it was like a 3-speed over stable, like 3202 or something like that, 2302. So my guess is it'd be something like the Mint Disc Profit, which is similar to the Remix Juggernaut, I believe, which was like a beaded putter. And so this is actually a pretty big box for what I expected. I expected the one disc. We'll see kind of what we have in here. But if you guys know Jester, they had the Love, which came out a while back, which is similar to the Praxis, kind of probably is the same mold. And then they had like some other ones that have come out as well that I've liked. Let's see what they sent me. Oh, wow. Oh, it's the Wild thing. A little information about the disc, which may be helpful when describing the disc for the audience. There you go. Check it out. Boom. Right there. Probably make a video here. Oh, this is interesting. I don't think these are made by MVP. Interesting, interesting, interesting. It's the latest disc. Breaks ground in 2 ways. It's our first highly stable disc, and it has a new manufacturer, which makes sense. I'm going to guess it's Gateway, because Gateway's been getting into that third-party manufacturing a lot. Flat top beaded disc with a blunt leading edge, designed to fight into a headwind, and has a very reliable tendency to drop out of the sky onto its target because of the stability and fade, brain and powerful throws. Call it for scramble and putt and approach shots. This is profile. Make sure it gets there. The premium super durable version is molded in the Forever plastic, and then the more economically priced discs are in Grippy and Grippy Glow. 3302.5, currently a proprietary mold available only through Jester Disc Golf, which is super exciting, and I'm going to have a speculation about that here in a second. We decided to release a new and unique disc as a way of separating ourselves from brands that use the MVP lease molds. It was also time to veer away from the understable nature of our Phase 1 discs, Love, Peace Train, and Dreamweaver, which I've reviewed all before. We still have a great working relationship with MVP, and we'll continue to offer our current discs through them. So this disc, this is my guess. I'm going to guess this from Gateway before I just saw the plastic. Oh, this is interesting. The underside molding has the Jester little ghost stamping right up here. And I don't really see the telltale Gateway signs. Maybe this, I mean, it kind of still screams Gateway at me. I just don't know if that's the case. It could also be like a Lone Star, which I just don't really know. So that's interesting. If it is Gateway, my kind of working opinion on that, this is like the glow one, and I really actually like, this is kind of swirly. Looks really cool. But my working opinion on why this is like a proprietary mold is Gateway is, I know Dave over there. I don't know him super well personally. If you want to reach out and chat about stuff, please feel free. But Dave over at Gateway, he just loves disc golf and does a lot of crazy stuff. That's why Trash Panda did the Extraterrestrial 2 with him, and then some other stuff coming out that I almost said that I can't talk about because I was told that in confidence. But it's probably nothing. It's nothing actually. But Gateway really, they like mix and match a bunch of tops and bottoms of their putters and stuff. But this is interestingly beaded. It kind of reminded me initially of a Hooligan disc, which I'm going to be doing a more full review of those. But this is in their premium, 174 grams. Actually feels pretty good. It feels like a wider PA3, almost a mix between the PA series and the A series. It's kind of like an A4 got blown up to be a putter instead of being thin to be an approach disc, which pretty interesting. Scramble approach, Grippy Glow, I do like this stamp. Definitely a little bit different from their old vibe. It seems to be, I mean, it's the same company, but it could definitely, I imagine there will be a couple different identities between the couple different companies that they lease molds from, MVP being one, and then obviously, I don't even know. I'm going to guess Gateway, but I really don't know. This could be just their own manufacturer, and it could not be Gateway, and I could just be like talking on my butt about how Gateway is cool with companies mixing and matching tops and bottoms of discs, and that might be what makes this. Or this could just be a completely new manufacturer. My guess is that would be harder to do because buying a mold is so expensive, and mixing and matching 2 molds is going to be much cheaper for both Gateway and Jester, because putting up $20,000 to $50,000 to make a mold is just a lot of money for a company that's relying on leased molds right now. So my guess would be a Gateway, but I really like the little swirls at the top here. And I'm really excited to actually get out and throw these. I don't have the Love anymore. It looks like they did send me something else in the box. I like that they have the PDJ approved date, 5/27/24. So this has been around for a couple months. And this one, in just the grippy plastic, is a little bit puddle top, so it feels almost better for a little forehand. Maybe we'll fit that AVRX3 style slot where it's beaded but more putter, like 3-speed forehand approach disc. So interested to check that out. They sent me a lot of stickers. I'm not a sticker guy, but I have a lot of stickers now. And something else in here, which I have no idea what this is. This is from MVP. Maybe this is something new that they're going to be coming out with from MVP. It does look a little more overstable. I really have no idea why this is in here. It feels to me like an Animus or a Coalesce, which is a 10 or 11 speed from ThoughtSpace, made by MVP and leased. It looks pretty overstable. I have literally no idea what this is. I wonder, did they put anything in here about this? It would be great to reflect back on prior year's discs. Like I said, however you decide is all the best. Come on, there's got to be something about this. What is this? Wild thing, wild thing, wild thing. Oh, prototype driver, 9404. Okay, thank goodness. So 9404, which would make me think it's like an Omen from ThoughtSpace. But this is a little faster feeling than a 9-speed, in my opinion. And it's got a little bit of dome on it. So interesting stuff coming out. Definitely MVP made, you can tell. And older MVP made too, because if you watch the recent video that MVP had on their How Stuff Is Made or whatever channel that was that they sponsored that had like 11 million subscribers, super cool video, goes through the whole warehouse. But they're now showing how they're doing this like weight stuff with laser engraving, which I think is probably better overall. A lot less work than putting a little stamp on there. Sorry for flicking off right there. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, this is interesting that it'll come out, and I'll probably throw this in the review as well with the Wild thing, and we'll probably just do a little putter course and see what's up. Probably be over here on Banana Croft. And if you want to check out those other videos on the main channel for Jester Disc Golf, feel free. Or maybe on this channel too. I don't know. I'll link some Jester videos down below. Or honestly, if you just look up Jester Disc Golf, I bet my videos will come out soon. So do that. Okay, super interesting. That was a lot of fun. And those new plastics feel really good. I'm going to have to revisit some Gateway stuff, because if that is Gateway, they make some like good feeling plastics. And from what I remember, they make really good discs too. And I might have to mess around with those a little bit more. But let's get into what Infinite sent me out. Most of this is requested stuff, so more like an allotment, kind of, but a lot of it is just for contents, because there's some videos that I want to film. I need to sharpen this. I have a sharpener over there. I just haven't. Don't be a hater, okay? We're gonna act like that was really smooth, actually. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I opened this bottom way up, but I asked because Dyer's Guild, if you guys have seen them ever at like Pro Tour tournaments or just online, they're call themselves a guild. It's not really a guild, but it's a company that has like dye kits. And so I asked for some dye packs. And so I was sent out some Pharaohs, so I'll get to test my dyeing skills. I don't really throw the Pharaoh too much. Ooh, this one is domey. Oh, super dome. 168. Oh my gosh, I bet this thing goes a mile. Okay, maybe I'll start throwing them in this case. Oh, and Romans too, please be Roman. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love Romans. Thank goodness. We got a Roman to dye. Cool little gold Infinite on the back there. And then this is a Roman as well. So a little bit of dome. These are S blend ones. 2 Pharaohs, 2 Romans. Stoked on these to have like some Dyers of light discs. They're a little bit green tinted as well. And is the other Pharaohs crazy dome too? No, this is kind of normal Pharaoh. Probably will go crazy far, but this one. Oh man, this is probably gonna be a roller, but it's gonna be a lot of fun as it turns into a roller. So I got these dye discs. Next, I asked for some discs just for my own bag because I love them so much. Oh, and they're not even stamped. So interesting. I didn't know if they were just gonna take stock stamped or what, but one of my favorite, 165 grams. Interesting. We have 165 gram iBlend Emperor. These are just gonna be for my bag. If these are all light, okay, this is better. 173 to 175, 167, 170. I know they're running pretty low on a lot of Emperors. They haven't done a restock in a while, but these 173 to 175s are some of like my favorite distance drivers because they just go so far so effortlessly. I have some iBlend. I only have like one iBlend Emperor left, and so I'm hoping that these will kind of fit the bill. They're very useful here in Denver. Down at sea level, not quite as much. They're really like thrown like this, flip and turn. Because what I've noticed is that drivers tend to be a lot more affected when you throw them high speed compared to like mids, putters, and fairways. So the changes at sea level are drastically different. So these are really good drivers up here. And I still threw them when I went down to sea level, but I'm interested to see what happens when I do that again, which will first be for the USDGC qualifier in just under a month, about 3.5 weeks away. And yeah, I'm super intrigued about that. So I like the look at the bottom of this one. And we got some light ones that I don't know. I mean, maybe I just need a really flippy one, but these are a little bit like bubble rimmed and massive, but that means that I'm sure they're gonna go forever. They're probably not gonna be in my bag. They're probably just gonna be in like my fun disc category. So that's sick. Next up, I have some discs to review, and I think this will be about it. First, okay, looks like they didn't have one of the things that I wanted, which I think they're just sold out everywhere, which makes sense, which is the Nate Sexton Firebird for 2024. I was gonna snag one of those to review, but they just don't have an Infinite, and so can't really point them to Infinite, and it's another Sexton Firebird in Champ Halo. So I really wanted to check these out. This is the Erica Stinchcomb G Blend Halo. So G-Star plastic from Innova. A lot of you guys love that. Very, very grippy, very gummy, mixed with Halo. 172 grams on this one, 173 to 175 on this one, and the dome looks very gradual, especially for a Pharaoh. These look like they're going to be very understable. And one of the problems with a Pharaoh, for me and for I'm sure a lot of other people, is that they are just a bigger rim. I think it's a strike on the bottom and a destroyer on the top or something like that, and so they're pretty wide. They're like a 13 speed. And because of that, sometimes the grip can be a little difficult. Even like something like these Pharaohs, that's the Roman. This Pharaoh, grabbing onto it, man, it just feels very big in my hand. And I'm a guy who has very small hands, this 5'6", but like it's big in your hand, even as compared to a 12 speed like the Emperor. This is just easier to grab onto. With these, it's a very gradual dome. This honestly looks like incredible Halo stuff. And then the G Blend is a little extra nice because like G-Star plastic is known for its grippiness. A lot of people will use it as drivers in the winter because of how grippy it is. And that means for bigger discs, if you can grip onto them a little bit better, it's just gonna be money. And so honestly, the first thing I noticed when picking this up is it's the most comfortable Pharaoh I think I've ever put in my hands. It just feels like I can grip it very well and sling it really well. And I've also noticed it's gummy, but not crazy. Like you expect G-Star, I expect to be able to almost fold this thing in half. And this feels almost like, just a little tiny bit gummier than my Sphinxes, which those are a little stiff. They're like a not super stiff Halo, but this is like seems very useful. Like I don't mind if I like a Pharaoh, honestly. And if this is as flippy as it feels, the Halo and the G Blend will stay more consistent than something like an I Blend or even some of the S Blends that I've had that have beaten in relatively fast. I think stuff with Halo just typically stays a little more consistent for longer. Also, like Erica Stinchcomb a lot. She's a lot of fun. I've met her a couple times on the road, and she gave me one of her discs that I still have to review. Well, it's the inner core, but it's with her stamp, so shout out to her for that. But these seem incredible, and I cannot wait to get out and throw them. I'm going to be doing a 4 review on them, I think, because I think this is the first like G-Star Halo, G-Blend Halo to come out of Innova. And I mean, this thing just feels so nice, and I bet this thing is gonna go a mile. The only thing I can think is that the stiffer the plastic, typically the farther it'll go because the less like wobble it'll have as it rips out of your hand because it can't flex as much. But this feels stiff enough, yet grippy enough that this might make me rethink what I want to do next year for a tour series if I stay with Infinite, which I would love to be able to do. Yeah, I thought this would feel so much worse just because I'm not the biggest fan of G-Star. It typically feels very, very like grippy and like soft, and this does not. I'm honestly blown away at how this feels. I cannot wait to throw it. This feels awesome. That's gonna be so sick. And then lastly, I have a disc that I've been waiting to review for a long time. If you can't throw a destroyer and you want to throw a fast disc, this seems to be the disc that you want to throw. Maybe the Halo Pharaoh, but Innova Star Racer. I have a Metal Flake prototype that Joel Freeman is letting me borrow that I'll probably put in this video as well. But this video will be coming out the next week or so. I'm gonna try to put a lot of this stuff up relatively quickly. I'm getting back in the swing of stuff, but this is a beaded, like nose beaded driver. You see right there, kind of there's a little bead. Super interesting, and I really like this stamp. This is a 173, 175. Both of these are, and they're not very domey. I've never really seen a crazy domey racer, but I've heard that they're just super straight. It's an interesting flight number, 12.6 glide, -1.2 turn, or -1.2 because typically you see like a -1.3 when you get into this speed, and I don't know if the nose bead has something to do with that. If anyone in the comments of this video knows about why the nose bead could affect the stability of this disc to either be a little straighter, go a little farther, it seems a little odd to me, but let me know if you know any of that, because I'm excited to get out and review this, and I'll definitely include any like actual information in that video. But 12.6, -1.2, like you never see that. Maybe an 11 speed, but this definitely feels like a 12 speed. Like it's big in your hand, not quite as big as the Pharaoh, but pretty close. Like honestly, this is more comfortable for me than this. And maybe it's just the flatness and the dome and the grippiness, but I'm really excited to get out and throw all these. And if there's anything else that you guys want to see me review, please let me know. If there's a company that you want to send me discs, let me know. Reach out to me on Instagram. But I'm excited for all this to come out soon, and thanks for watching. More boxings to come at some point. Bye.